Hello, my name is Mr. Bryce, and I'm with Susquehanna Valley High School here in Conklin, New York. And today we are going to focus on exponential equations and their graphs. This is a very important topic. You will always see one of these questions on the Regents, Common Core Algebra. The reference table gives you the format of the exponential formula as exponential growth or decay equals, ouch. Okay, but I have found that the questions on the test have only needed this formula. The function f of t equals whatever the starting amount is plus or minus the percent over 100 times time. Now realize when it says double, that means it's increasing not by 200%, but by 100%. Let's jump into a question. The Regents can ask several different questions. Number one, Mr. Cleary invested in silver at $17 an ounce. If he's going to retire in 10 years and expects the silver to appreciate at 12% per year, how much will the silver be worth when he retires? We have to understand the English language, that appreciate means goes up. So f of what? F of 10 equals the starting amount, $17 an ounce. 1 plus, because it's appreciating, 12 over 100. What's the time? It tells us right there. So that's a 10. We grab our calculator and I type it in exactly the way it looks. 17 parenthesis, sure, I can do 1 plus 12 divided by 100, all raised. There's the exponent key, the red one, when you're not going to have an exponent of square, all raised to the 10th power. Don't forget to get out of the exponent. Okay, I could have typed in, or I could have written 1.12. What do I get? I get $52.80. Wait, it says $52.79. No, this 9, the second 9 rounds it to $52. $52.80. I reread the question to make sure it doesn't say, oh, that he bought 100 ounces or 50 ounces or anything like that. If it said 100 ounces, I'd have to multiply that by 100. If he bought 2,000 ounces, I'd have to multiply that by 2,000. Okay, so this is how much the silver is worth. Dollar sign. It turns out that silver really depreciated at 5% per year. Depreciate sounds like depression. It means goes down. What a downer. Bad mood. Depreciate. Depreciation. Turns out silver depreciated by 5% per year. How much is silver worth when he retires? So f of 10 equals. It started off at $17. 1 minus 5 over 100, because it's 5% over 100. And then the exponent is 10. We type that into our calculator. And when we hit enter, we get $10.18. So I'd like you to notice that even though it's depreciating by a smaller amount, it really, doesn't go down. Wait, it didn't go down by half, but 10 years, 5% per year, that's 50%. Looks like it would go down by half. No, because an exponential curve depreciating goes like that. It will never, ever, 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 ever reach 0. It'll never reach 0 because it keeps on getting cut in half, cut in half, cut in half. This is a depreciation. If you notice, this number is 0.95. It is less than 1. When it's less than 1, it is depreciating or goes down. This number is 1.12. It goes up. So the graph looks like that. Let's talk a little bit more about graphs. Here's an exponential graph. What is the equation? Well, if you didn't know it's exponential, we can see that it's obviously not linear. And why is it obviously not a quadratic? Because this part here doesn't start to swing up again. You can only deal with what you see, not what you think happens. So this is exponential. What is the equation of the exponential graph? Well, I added on these little lines onto the grid because they're important ones. This is 0, 0. So here is 2 on the y column. And on the x, it's -1. So this point right here is -1, 2. Now let's see if I can find another point. I can find another point there. That's +1, 8. +1, 8. Is there another point? Yes, there's another point there. It's +2. I think it's 16. Let me pause and count. And it is. So I have 3 points. It says, what's the equation? Well, every single time you hear a question that says, find the equation, bells and whistles go off, and you say, oh, my calculator can find equations for me. Please, calculator, can you find the equation for me? Certainly. You do stat, edit, and then you type in the points. The points were -1, 2, -1, and then you got to go into the y spot. So I'm just going to type in all the x's. -1, 0 was an x, 1 was an x, and 2 was an x. Oh, that's kind of neat. Now I'm going to type in all of the y values. 2 was the first y value, and then 4, and then 8, and then 16. I forgot to write down that this point here was 0, 4. Now, I have all the points. Notice that these line up. Okay, if there was a blank there, then I know that I did something wrong. So I hit stat, I hit edit, I entered the points. I hit what? I hit stat again, then I go to calculate, and guess what? You're used to going to linear regression, but don't go there, please. Quadratic, is that a parabola? No. Is it a cubic? No. I don't know what a quartic is. I do. You don't. So let's see. I'm looking for exponential. Oh, reg, reg, exponential regression. So I hit enter there, and I want everything to be calculated. And there it is. I write down the equation. Y equals a b. Let me see what it says. Okay. To the x. And then a equaled 4, b equaled 2 times 2 to the x. It didn't tell me what x was, but it told me what a and b were. Of course it didn't tell me what x was. X is the variable. I shouldn't have written a there. There's a y. Over here I can show my work. A equaled 4 and b is 2. That's it. What's the equation? Exponential. Now, you probably should type that into the graphing calculator and graph it to see if it looks the same. It does. So let's summarize really quickly. An exponential equation has a variable as an exponent. So we're going to remember that the variable is the exponent. Then it's 1 plus or minus % divided by 100. That's the standard equation for a exponential equation for growth or decay. Then we're able to know that appreciate means it goes up, depreciate means that it goes down. So we're going to subtract when it's depreciate, we're going to add when it's appreciate. We can find the equation not only of a linear problem, but of an exponential problem by doing our stat, edit, enter the data, stat, calc. Now it's going to be choice 0 for lin, reg, sorry, you're right, for exponential reg, choice 0. Okay. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me in class. Have a good night.